Hello, everybody. As most of you have already figured out, the December Style Challenge is over. It ended on the end of December, so I'm no longer required or challenging myself to wear a dress every day. But January is Human Trafficking Awareness Month, and so the December effort is actually still going on, and you can still give to that cause through the end of January 31st. I didn't get to talk a lot about fashion and creating or curating an ethical wardrobe in December, so I thought that I would take some time throughout January to do that and to share some of the things that I've learned, some of the things that I do to help curate a more ethical wardrobe. For myself, and I think for a lot of people, the very first thing that you can do, and you can do it like today, to work towards an ethical wardrobe is to start doing a capsule wardrobe. Now, a capsule wardrobe can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people, but for me, what it means is it's a limited amount of garments, of pieces of clothing that I can then mix and match to create many different outfits. So I have about 4 capsules a year, one for each season. And they range from about 25 pieces to 45 pieces. My smallest is December. And then my largest is in the summer. Summer in Minnesota can range from 100 degrees to 60 degrees. So that it just requires a little bit more preparation and a few more pieces. So again, I'm not restricted here to how many pieces I have in each of my capsule wardrobes, but I do this kind of discipline through each season. So capsules are really great for a lot of different reasons, not just to build an ethical wardrobe, but it actually makes it super easy to pick out an outfit every single day because all that you have in your closet you love. You only have pieces in your closet that you love as well, which is amazing and great because you're not going through and trying to find, like, oh, I don't want to wear that today. You love everything that's in there, and that's kind of part of what having a capsule wardrobe is about. And for you don't only have those 25 pieces. You actually then store everything else that you have. And I use tubs and I store them in my garage, and how you do that is different. My sister stores in a suitcase in her closet. So each season, as you get those tubs or those containers out, it's actually like you're getting a whole new wardrobe and finding pieces that you still love and that you want to wear again. And so then part of it is also to have well-made essentials in your closet that don't ever really go out of style. So really nice things like a great pair of jeans or a little black dress or a blazer, those kind of things that sometimes cost a little bit more, but to have them be really well made that you can continue to use over and over and over again. And then you can consume much more intentionally. So basically, you can buy a $100 pair of really well-made boots that go with everything because you aren't buying 4 to 6 pairs of $20 to $25 boots or shoes that only match like 3 outfits and then go out of style and or fall apart at the end of the season. So every person's capsule is going to be very different, and you just need to know that I don't think any 2 capsules are going to look the same. And you can go on like Pinterest and just type in capsule wardrobe and it'll give you all sorts of ways to kind of like start thinking about what that might look like for you, because you have to make it work for you. And so my lifestyle and how I choose to do my capsule wardrobe looks very different than my sister's lifestyle and how she chooses to do her capsule wardrobe, which would also look very different than maybe somebody who is a stay-at-home mother. I go to work 4 days a week. And so my wardrobe is put around that a little bit more. So how do I do mine? A couple of things that don't count. Intimates. Intimates don't count. I don't count them. I have my drawers of intimates and that's just that. Also, neither do my workout clothes. Neither my workout clothes, like my sweatshirts or my leisure wear. I try to go through those at least twice a year and get rid of stuff that either doesn't fit, that's falling apart, or that I just don't wear anymore. But I don't actually count them towards my capsule wardrobe. Now, because those don't serve as what I would call my like day-to-day clothes. Now, If leisure wear, athleisure wear is what you wear on a day-to-day basis, I'm saying this all while I'm wearing a sweatshirt and leggings, by the way. But if athleisure wear is what you wear on a day-to-day basis, then you would want to create a capsule wardrobe out of those particular pieces. Mine consists of dresses, skirts, jeans, pants, both casual as well as businessy. And then I usually have at least one or two pieces of like a fancy dress that I keep around as well, just in case. I am a pastor, and so I don't count my clerics. Those pieces don't count. And sometimes this isn't as much of a problem anymore because I do Thursdays in black, but I didn't actually used to wear black very often. And so I always had a funeral dress, a black funeral dress that I also wouldn't count. But now I have black in my wardrobe in each of my capsules, so that now it counts, but my funeral dresses. Shoes for me. So if you look on the Pinterest page, a lot of them will have shoes as part of their capsule wardrobe. I do not. Shoes are kind of a beast of its own. And hopefully later this month, I'll do a video on like what I've been trying to do with my shoes. And it's a long process. But I think for me, I just kept shoes out of it as well. It just made it a little too complicated, and I hate storing shoes. So that I'm going to maybe share a little bit about my shoe journey. So for me, I don't do that, but many capsule wardrobes do include that. So I just flipped over from my December wardrobe that was mostly all dresses to my January through probably March-ish wardrobe this past in early January, right after, I think it was like January 2nd or 3rd. So I wanted to share some of like what that actually looked like. So this is where I started. I think I had about 12 dresses and 9 plus scarves somewhere in there. I had a lot of scarves as well. So what I do when I'm ready to flip a wardrobe is I pull out my tub of clothes that is probably going to fit into that next season. And then I pull out everything from my closet as well. So all of the pieces that were part of that wardrobe, that capsule wardrobe prior to this flip. So I pull everything out, and I pull out any tubs that I have that would have additional pieces in them. And basically what I do is I figure out what works together. And I lay it all out on my bed. So usually it gets, I do something like, I might do something like I pick a scarf, or I just kind of have an idea of the pieces that I want to be wearing. And so then I start with those, and then I add to that to try and create a bunch of different looks. I also get rid of pieces almost every single time I do my capsule wardrobe. I get rid of at least a bag full of pieces. And usually it's stuff that I just simply don't choose anymore. If I don't choose to wear it, I'm not going to keep it. Or it doesn't fit. And of course, I keep almost most of my stuff, and I just put them back in a tub. But if it doesn't go with this particular capsule, then I put it back in the tub for another capsule. So this is kind of what my final product will look like. And this particular wardrobe for January through March is about 26 pieces. Now, I've been doing a capsule wardrobe for I think 4 years. So when I started, and this was really important when I started, I needed like something to like coalesce the wardrobe. And so I would usually have like a color scheme, or I'd pick a particular piece. I did a lot on Pinterest. I looked at different outfits or different capsule wardrobes there, and kind of tried to fit a little bit into that. Or just a particular piece that I really wanted to wear, and then just built the whole thing around that. And that was really helpful. It was absolutely necessary when I started. But now that I've been doing it for 4 years and 4 times a year, I don't need that much guidance anymore. I usually kind of have some sort of a idea of what I'm looking for and what I'm going to be wanting to wear. A lot of pants right now. A lot of pants through January and March. So when I started as well, 4 years ago, I think I had 6 to 8 tubs of clothing that I stored. So I had all the stuff that I keep in my closet, which when I started, my capsules were much bigger. I think they were close to 40 pieces a piece. They've gotten smaller as I've gone on. And I still had 6 to 8 tubs that I kept as well. Now I have 3. I have 3 tubs in storage and then what I have out. So maybe 4 tubs worth of clothes. So I wanted to also just share some of the changes that I've seen in myself since I started doing the capsule wardrobe. When I started doing the capsule wardrobe, I find that I buy with so much more intention. So I might want a few pieces for a capsule that's coming up or that I built, and I'm like, oh, I really could use, a collared shirt that's like in a neutral, or I really could use this, it'd be nice if I had an additional pair of pants. So like, let's get a pair of blue pants or a pair of red pants. So then I go out and I go shopping and I buy those particular pieces. And I look for those particular pieces, and usually you can find them. And then I also intentionally buy things to like replace other things. So that's been really helpful. And even like when I'm buying dresses, I try to find a dress that will fit into one of the capsule wardrobes that I have. Also, I love all of my clothes, which it's been such a long time since I've had clothes that I didn't like in my wardrobe, but I remember that feeling, right? Where you open up your closet and you look at all the clothes and you're just like, I don't like any of that. I don't want to wear any of it. And I don't keep pieces that I don't want to wear. Do I buy them sometimes? Yes, on a whim. Does that happen? Absolutely. Do I buy something that I think is going to be fabulous and really I don't like it and it doesn't fit or it's not right? Of course, that happens to everybody, but I don't keep it. I don't feel a need to keep it either. Which has been really great. So, but it is wonderful to open up your closet and like you have whatever you have and you just like to wear all of it. Oh, this is the other thing. I also care better for the pieces that I do have. So like I pay a little bit more attention to how I launder things. For shoes, like particularly leather shoes, I try to take care of them and wipe them down and keep them so that they will last longer. I have the time to do that and it's not so overwhelming because I don't have that many pieces, and the pieces I have I love. So I wanted to care for them so I can wear them for a really long time. And I also find that I take a really long time. My husband might not agree with this, but I take a really long time to decide on when I purchase an expensive piece. I don't do nearly as much impulse buying. It still happens, but it's not nearly as much as it used to be. It's a lot less. I also find that I have a lot more energy to do the work of buying from ethical companies, which I'm going to do another video on some of the ethical companies that I've found, ones that other people use that have been really good for folks, as well as how to identify if a company is ethical or not, or is leaning towards some of those things, kind of some of the ways to kind of guess on that. And probably the last thing, and this is just a major shift in value, is that shopping no longer, and clothes shopping, fashion shopping, is no longer a pastime for me. And it's not just because I have young kids. It's not something that I'm like, oh, let's just go shopping. It's not a hobby, which for me is really important because, kind of pushing back on the value of consumerism as I've gotten older, has become something that's really important to me and something that I want to push on for a lot of different reasons. One of them being the consequences of the level of consumerism that we live in the global economy right now, which is human trafficking, and as well as modern day slavery, where people are being paid pennies for days and days of work and in horrible conditions. And many of you have probably read in the news different times of factory fires and things like that. So I think the capsule wardrobe helped me to get out of those habits and those that lifestyle, which we're taught and that we're brought up in, particularly as women in American culture. You go shopping, you go to the mall. And so that has really shifted for me. And I'm grateful for that because of the other things that it has. There's nothing wrong. I still go to the mall. I still, I love to, I'll go shopping. But again, I usually go with a list of particular pieces that I'm looking for, or I go to help other people too, which I also enjoy. So that's a little bit about my capsule wardrobe and my capsule wardrobe journey. If you have any questions, or if you are thinking about this and need some help, or some consultation, let me know. You can certainly private message me, or if you have my other contact information, feel free to do so, as any of you who know me know I always have an opinion on everything. So let me know, and I'd be happy to help any way I can. So hopefully this was helpful, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.